Hi there, my name is Phixfox, and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 5. We are coming right back to where we were in Mission 4, the Trap of the Queen's campaign. This is, of course, just a tutorial for Heroes of Might and Magic 5, but it's a good thing it's a tutorial because I've made several errors. Let me show you and tell you what I mean by that. So, we started off in the bottom right corner here with Isabel. We've made our way through collecting peasants in several instances. I think that there's at least 2, 3, maybe 4 peasant hovels that you can get some peasants at. And we had pretty good starting forces at one point as we made our way through this kind of winding area. And we've picked up archers, we picked up, the ability to upgrade creatures in the Hillfort. And unfortunately, whatever creatures I found that were guarded by these neutral creatures like hellhounds, things like champions, things like an angel, I squandered those troops. They have since gone the way of the dodo because I cleared out the entire underground of this scenario. And I don't think that that was really necessary. In fact, I know that that was not necessary. And in fact, I think that that was a very critical error. What is our actual objective here? If we go back, we can see that our whole deal is just to meet Lord Alaron's army, to then capture Brightwood, and then we must survive from there. Will there be more after we do this? Probably, but for now, it was not really worth our time to kill pit fiends and the likes. And so now Isabel is left with 256 of these cute little conscripts. Feels pretty bad when we had champions and footmen and marksmen and angels, and now we're just with peasants. Yeah, so what we've done so far, that was a mistake, but because it's a tutorial campaign, I still think that despite my best efforts, I can't lose this scenario. I say that, let's see if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to find a way to carry on. The best thing I can do at the moment, I believe, is to pick up as many troops as I possibly can. There's these dwellings that we're going to find along the way. Peasants, they have proven to be very, very useful. And the archers, I don't know if there's any other dwellings. I don't think that there's necessarily a dwelling for footmen anywhere on this map, but I could be wrong. I could have forgotten and maybe missed it. Whatever I can do to bolster my forces now, that's going to avoid some major problems for myself down the road, because if you have more forces, you're going to ultimately end up losing less troops when you come into a major conflict. If you overwhelm your opponents, you might take only 10% losses. If you barely beat your opponent, you might take upwards of 80 to 90% of losses. And I think that that's sort of what happened with my angels. I just overdid it. I should have combined all my forces together and then fought. Unfortunately, I made an error, and I just was a little bit cavalier with my champions, and then here we are. That was Week of the Colossus. I think it's been told to me here as I mouse over this hourglass icon. This doubles the growth of the Colossus and the Titans for this week, so that's pretty nifty. If there's a single Colossus on the map, I'm going to throw up on my shoes because I don't think I can handle any more setbacks. I don't really know if it's worth it to me to try and take down these Hellhound packs. They might even want to join me for all I know. And it should be fairly easy to do, even with conscripts. I think I got enough of these archers. I should still be able to do this. Do I pursue them? I'm going to pursue this group just because I need to know if I have reached my limit on my experience. I'm sure that I'm going to reach the total experience needed for this scenario anyway, but truly I don't know if I am still waiting, still hoping to get to that final level. It's possible that I have already, but I just won't know until I get there. Okay, this big stack is about to go next, so let's kill them. 5 puppies go down. Conscripts take a tiny bit of damage. The nice thing about where we're at is that even though we're mostly just using peasants and conscripts, we are pretty darn tough. Like, our hero stats are making even these low-level creatures pretty solid. 1 conscript goes down to the 6 hellhounds. Yeah, I'm not saying that we're the best you ever saw, but our stats are looking okay, and level cap has been reached, so we don't actually need to fight these fights anymore. But we've got 18 attack, 20 defense, 7 spell power, 13 knowledge. We've got a host of spells. I still think that so long as I've got any amount of ranged creatures, it's going to be better for me to kind of boost them up in the initiative order before I attack with my main hero. Just kind of my feeling on the matter. I could be wrong though. I think that there's an awful lot that I'm still very, very much wrong on. Why, hello. Look at this ugly guy. The Colossus. I wonder if I can get the Colossus to join me. So I mentioned that if I saw them, I'd throw up on my shoes. I've changed my opinion for this reason. What if they just want to join me? That could be nice. I'm gonna go grab as many more peasants as I possibly can, and then we're gonna see. These pixies are fleeing. I'm gonna leave them alone because I don't need the experience, but I don't know, maybe I can get a couple of Colossus to join me. 88 peasants are willing to join. That's lovely. I didn't realize how long it had been since I'd been back here. Of course, when you have 32,000 gold and it's week, I don't know, it's like day 3, week 2, month 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that speedrunners are upset at me for trying to play their game right now. They're like, oh my gosh, sir, you did not have to make this that hard. To which I agree. I'm happy to take my lashings. Whenever I do something wrong, I would prefer to admit my faults and then try to move forward from there. Folks, something magnificent has happened. I could not have planned this any better. And in fact, when we left last time, I wasn't sure if this map was winnable. I've decided to have a good attitude, and my good attitude and my ambition have paid off. 2 Colossus want to join us. I believe that this is the upper tier creatures for like Sylvan or something. This is a creature I've never seen before. So let me hop in here. I think that this is like, okay, so this is the Academy creatures. This is their tier 7. They've got tons of hit points. They're the most powerful creatures that can be built or summoned by the wizards. They are created using the same basic method as golems, but on a much larger scale. Each Colossus also hosts a figment of the soul of its creator. This unwavering will makes them immune to mind-controlling magics, assuring the wizards of their unquestionable loyalty. Not fond of weapons, Colossi deal heavy blows to their opponents, using their massive hands and combat feats. So it is alive, so it can be resurrected. Would have been nice if we had an angel still to do that. And it is immune to mind spells. I'm guessing that this is the unupgraded version of, like, this is the equivalent of a genie and a titan from Heroes 3 that you might find. Overall, excellent unit. Could not be happier. Glad we came back, and I'm glad that this has worked out so well for us. Did I miss that? I think I might have missed that thing from forever ago. Huh. If you notice, there was a bit of crystal there. I couldn't tell you why, but I think that it just simply got missed the first time I was around. I am trying to get these creatures to join me. Even though it might hurt my morale, I think it's the best thing for me. So we've cleared out this whole area, and now I know for sure that we're going to want to head back up. There's no peasants here, no nothing up here. Oh, a couple peasants up here because it's been a new week. And now the question's going to be, where do I go? So remember, I've already cleared out most of the underground. There's more Colossus up here. Nice, maybe they're going to join me. I can't get through here. This is all terrain that I can't pass by. So maybe I can, I don't know, maybe I can go to the west instead of through the north. I kind of went through the northern Badlands last time. Maybe I can avoid major issues if I just go along the road. Has following the road ever hurt anybody? I don't think so. Usually the road is where the path will take you, or rather the path is the road. I'm not here to get philosophical with you about like structural engineering. It's not really the thing. Okay, we're gonna leave these Colossus. If they don't want to join me, I don't want to fight them. Oh, and these guys do want to fight me. So one joined, one ran, and then we get our first look at these gigantic creatures towering over the battlefield. And they got single stacks here. Of course, I'm gonna have way more HP, way more attack skill. They think that they're tough. They're definitely not tougher than me. So maybe the best thing to do is just defend, let these creatures come across the battlefield to me. Oh my goodness, they walk so cool. That feels pretty cool. So long as I got the 2 Colossus, I'm gonna try and use them. I'm gonna make sure that they can be as beefy as they want to be. So in this case, I could attack. I'm not going to kill. I suppose I could kill one of these Colossus here. I don't think that these guys can get all the way around to attack me. Even if they do, I think that my defense is too high. I don't think they're going to be able to stop me. Oh, and we killed him. Nice. So there's no retaliation there. We are going to take this one hit here, but 28 damage. Yeah, that doesn't hurt my feelings too bad. Oh my gosh, I just killed you on the retaliation. That's sick. Oh, you had no chance. You wanted to fight me? Guys, it didn't have to be this way. Did not have to be this way. Huh. Okay, so as we mentioned, we're going to go through the road in this direction. I think that these creatures I'm up against are the creatures that do like AoE damage, kind of like what liches do, if I'm correct. Problem is I don't really know, so I'm just going to spread out my forces just in case. Who are you? The Succubus Mistress? This is why I shouldn't take a break, because then I have to remember what people do. Oh, these are the ones that have the ranged retaliation. So if I attack them with my creatures, I ought to try and attack them with, like, the scattershot ability if I have it. I think I'm just going to wait on the Hellhounds. Well, that was great. Let's never do that again. So they have a chain... Is that a chain lightning attack sort of a deal? Hold on. Didn't mean to do that. Definitely a mistake. I was just trying to click on them. Shooter. This is the upgraded version. I don't think I've ever actually seen this creature. Chain shot. Creature inflicts damage to selected target and to 3 other targets nearest to it. Very interesting. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm not going to be able to reach this creature before they get another chance to attack me. I wish I didn't actually attack with my... Ooh, don't do that. With my creatures before they get the chance to go. It seems that by attacking with my hero Isabel, I really hurt myself a lot. Let's do this scattershot ability here, because then at range these creatures won't retaliate. Looks like we're going to take fairly okay losses. I mean, I don't love this. Should I keep the Hellhounds in reserve? Looks like I don't have to worry about it. The Colossus are absolutely going to smack these guys. And I almost missed it until just now, but yeah, it looks like we actually got bad morale on the Hellhounds. I did not realize that at first. Huh. So kind of interesting there, because I was expecting them to go before the Colossus, and then they just kind of like lost their ability there. So I'm just going to wait. I don't want to take any additional damage I don't have to. Why can't you attack? There we go. Sometimes you might have noticed I don't do particularly well with the camera, and that feels a little bit unintuitive to me as we take major losses. 15 of the archers, 10 of the conscripts, 10 of the peasants, 7 of these hellhounds. It feels kind of bad to use the camera. I use the fixed camera because that's just made it easier for me. One less thing for me to worry about as I'm trying to learn this new game. And I like that, but I do worry, especially in the underground, that I might be missing things because I'm not looking around with the camera. I'm not panning around so I can see everywhere I need to go. In that instance, I almost was unsure whether or not I could even attack the ranged creatures, the succubus, simply because I didn't have the camera in the right spot. So, I mean, there's definitely some concerns there. Maybe I should just get good, right? I don't have any problem with people telling me to just get good. And if that's what I need to do, then that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we got one group of these Colossus to join us. We better get another one. Oh, wait a second. I could probably upgrade these creatures, can I? In the Hillfort? Let me see if they'll join me. We're up to 4. Oh, this scenario just got crazy. Because now, if any more creatures join me, great, wonderful. One way or the other, I'm going to upgrade you, and you're going to have tons of fun being my favorite friends. Looks like we have a Ring of Speed, Turban of Enlightenment. We don't need experience. We don't need to see further over terrain. +1 damage to all creatures in the hero's army. Probably great for the peasants. Sack of Endless Gold. That just makes sense. Why wouldn't you want to purchase the Sack of Endless Gold? Because it's eventually going to pay for itself, right? So we're just going to purchase that now. Ring of Speed could be awesome. 50% protection from lightning-based spells from this Ring of Lightning Protection. Tell you what, I'm gonna wait. I don't know how expensive it's gonna be to upgrade these Colossus, but that Ring of Speed just looks too good. Let me just make sure that everything is where it ought to be. Yeah, so everything is where it ought to be. The only artifact not being used is the Scale Mail of Enlightenment. In fact, hold on, can I sell the Scale Mail? Looks like it's only got a buy option. That'd be pretty cool if I could have sold that artifact I didn't need. Okay, these Colossus want to leave. I'm going to let them. Gonna let them flee. Now I'm looking on the map to see if I can find more of these guys. There's another one up here. I'm going to go get him. And maybe because I know that the underground's up here, maybe if there's more underground, maybe I'll go downstairs and pick them up. Or at least get them to try and join me before I turn them into whatever the upgraded version of Colossuses are. Huh. What's this? Oh, I never beat it. I never beat these Arc Liches. Okay, well, oh, there's one more downstairs, and they're guarding a ruined tower? I never went in this area, I suppose. Subterranean gate exit. I suppose I need to go upstairs to find that. It's probably over here on this other side of the adventure map. So for now, it seems like there's only one group downstairs, and we'll go into the underground later to go grab them. In the meantime, I'm not going to worry about grabbing these hellhounds or anything like that. I think it's fine to just have the mines flagged. It's not like in Heroes 4, I think, where you might lose the opportunity to have some creatures because there's people guarding the pass. If that was different, if that was different than what I'm expecting, then I would want to know, but usually once you've already got it flagged, those just turn into guardians for your own stuff. So I'm not going to worry about defeating them. We did just miss out on 2 instances of Colossus joining me, plus these hellhounds, but at our journey's end, we're going to go up here to the Hillfort starting tomorrow, and I'm excited to see what these Colossus can turn into. Okay, so first off, wait. Okay, Conscripts are already upgraded. Let's go into Marksman. Let's go into Conscripts for the Peasants. Let's go into Cerberus for the Hellhounds. And then the Colossus is going to be 9,600 gold, 8 of the crystal, and they're going to be turned into Titans. Sick. Now I got to see what the Titans do. Okay. So level 7 upgraded now, and these guys look just so cool. Titans are the greatest accomplishment a wizard can dream to achieve. Like the Colossi, Titans are extremely lethal with their bare hands and immune to mind-controlling magic. They're also capable of hurling bolts of lightning over great distances. So this upgrade increases hit points, it increases, it looks like attack and defense and things like that. But more importantly, it turns them into a ranged creature with no melee penalty, immune to crowd control. Call lightning. Creature fires a lightning bolt causing magical damage to selected target. Can be used for a ranged attack when regular shooting attack is impossible or will only cause reduced damage. So I can activate the ability to make sure that I'm doing max damage, quote unquote, but I have to remember to use it, I suppose. Okay, I think that we are officially some of the coolest, baddest kind of people you ever saw. Does that mean I go back into the underground? There's imps here. I think that these are hellhounds there. There's some stuff. I don't think I need this stuff. I already visited the +1s. They're these arc devils. What are they guarding? Boots of the Swift Journey increases movement over land. And I've not visited this planetarium or gotten this shrine for the first level spell. We'll take a quick detour because I got a feeling that this shouldn't take us too long. Now that we've got these Titans, I think that we're going to be nigh and unstoppable. So this one takes me underground up there. And then there's this other gate that we used previously. It's kind of like the stone liths that we have from Heroes 2, Heroes 3, Heroes 4. And that one's over by where we got the angels from, over here. But I kind of forget where that takes us. I think it takes us underground, though. Somewhere. Okay, let's go get these bad guys. Oh, wait, what? Hold on, back to underground. So this is incorrect. This little spot only takes me to here. Ah, I went out of my way in the wrong direction. That's really nice, though. I gotta tell you, I really appreciate that I can just path there, and the AI was smart enough to say, you idiot, it's actually in the other direction. So being able to path and just click where I want to go, and my hero will automatically path the best direction there. That feels pretty good. That's some nice, smart sort of AI. I am definitely okay with that. So like down here, if I want to go here and fight these guys, it'll just take me there. And then it makes it even easier just to hit end turn, do the autosave, and then go again. Very quick. Very smooth. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. And at this point, since we're nowhere near a high score, it does not hurt my feelings to take this time. Pathed right by the rally flag. Took a little bit of extra restraint to not stop and get that absolutely free bonus there. Yeah, no, we don't need restraint when it comes to that. We just need to have a good time. But what we also need to do is we need to make sure that our Titans, who are so big and so scary, can just carry the day for us. In the future, we might look at separating these and go into 2 stacks of 2. For now, though, I think we're just going to let them do what they do best. Remember, I think that the Pit Fiends have got... Do the Pit Fiends have that Vorpal Blade that'll just kill one full creature? No, maybe it's their upgraded version. I don't see it here. But I truly believe that there was... I'm probably missing it somewhere, but I thought that there was something that indicated that you could lose one full creature if you got into melee range with these guys. I'm pretty sure that they're ranged though, so taking half damage here doesn't feel awesome. Oh, I probably should have sent the Hellhounds down. For now, we're just gonna send the Conscripts. We're gonna send the Peasantry, my lord. Let them do what peasants do best. And might as well follow up the damage here, trying to kill one of these creatures. Wow, we killed two. Did we get lucky? I didn't actually see some indication that we got lucky. Oh, we did. Marksman hit the Pit Fiend with good luck, so we killed two instead of maybe killing one. And then what's this? Oh, you're kidding me! We lost a Titan? These guys are so big and so strong. 192 HP, and somehow you just killed... Wow. That's kind of crazy. I don't love that. I'm gonna sit right here with the one Cerberus. There's no retaliation. I guess I could have attacked for free, but I was just really wanting to make sure that this creature didn't retaliate and then get a free shot on me. Because I think that standing right in front of somebody does matter. Good luck on the Titan, which is lovely. Wonderful. Do I have a good boosting spell? Wasp Swarm summons a swarm of insects to inflict magical damage. But I'm really trying to just remove some of the damage. I'm trying to like debuff my enemies here. That's what I'm really going for. Is there another page? There's not another page. And I'm only doing like 48 damage there. Maybe if I weakness this big stack, that'll still be useful for me. Because then the peasants and the conscripts who are about to go in there aren't going to take nearly so much damage on the retaliation. Oof. Man, that's weak. Imagine dying to peasants. That's just embarrassing, man. Don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for how good of a job these 800 peasants are doing, but I fully recognize that it's a little bit nuts just to throw bodies at something. Recently, I've been doing a lot of looking at pyramids because there's some information where people tried to do some type of, I don't know, sonography, I suppose you might call it, under the pyramids of Giza. And there's some indication that there might be something buried deep down there. I think that there's a lot of conjecture. I think that there's a lot that's unknown, and people are trying to make a name for themselves by saying, hey, I know all the answers, when really they don't. But it's kind of nifty to see what people are kind of coming up against. And I'm always very interested to find out what's going on around there. The point of me talking about this is this, by the way, is that you want to talk about how the pyramids were built? I am pretty sure, can't guarantee, but I'm pretty sure that they just threw bodies at it until the problem was solved. If you throw enough people and man hours at the problem, eventually you're going to solve the problem. I'm pretty sure that that's what ended up happening there. So when it comes down to solving these demonic foes of mine and the problem that they present to me, what are we going to do? We're going to throw bodies at them until the problem is solved. I'm going to split these guys up. I'm going to send one over here and then two over here. Whoa, make sure we don't lose these guys. And we're just going to do it just like this, so that way I can go around this terrain. I don't know exactly what these demons do. These are the Archdevils. They rise from the fiery realm to lead the infernal armies. They have the ability to teleport on the field of battle, so no enemy can escape their savagery. They can summon pit lords, which is bad. So they're a flyer / summoner, and 200 HP at a time. Yeah, these guys are pretty tough, and they can go most of the way across the battlefield. It didn't seem like they had an active ability, though, which I'm okay for. If I can just lure this stack in, then the peasants can come up and kill them pretty quickly. There's one, there's two. Let's do full damage to, I don't know, this stack. But yeah, I guess terrain won't really matter for these teleporting types of creatures. We can't do full damage anywhere. Let's almost maybe kill one here. We did kill one. That was pretty nice. And then I do want to make sure that do I want my Titans to get a good buff here with the Divine Guidance, or is the Conscripts my actually best stack? I don't know. The Titans didn't actually move up too far in the churn order there with that ability. So that might have been a little bit of a waste, but they are going to get to go again sooner, I suppose. Okay, Conscripts are killing 3 at a time. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know if these marksmen are going to take any attention or not. The peasants are just going to go down the battlefield, I suppose, and we're about to take some major hits. Let's kill the stack of 3. We kill one of them. And then I think that this big stack, I think it's going to struggle actually to get into me and do some damage. 83 HP, 57 HP. Let's try and kill this one of 57 HP. We do kill one of the demons. It's only 14 conscripts are going down at a time. It's not too big of a deal. There's 44 though. That was a little bit worse for me. I'm actually going to adjust the turn order here. I'm going to make the stack of 600 go before the stack of 200, because then maybe I can kill more and then lose less conscripts on retaliation. Oof. That was pretty good. Yep. There's nothing like throwing conscripts at this problem to make it go away. We've kept the 3 titans. We did lose the 1 in the previous engagement, but now losing 100 conscripts at a time, I can manage that. I can absolutely manage that. You know what this kind of reminds me of, actually, as we pick up the Boots of Swift Journey? What this kind of reminds me of a little bit is in the good campaign for Heroes of Might and Magic 2, for the Archibald campaign, you get to the point where you have the Dwarven Alliance, and dwarves as a level 2 sorcerer's creature, they're not that good. They're not. They're just not that good. They're okay. They're fine. But you don't really appreciate how good they are until you get tons and tons and tons of them. And once you have an alliance where all of the dwarves are going to join you every chance you get, all of a sudden you find out pretty quickly that, yeah, 20 HP at a time and 2 to 4 damage. It's nice to have a stack of dwarves. Likewise, I think it's nice to have this stack of the conscripts. This is Week of the Dragonfly, a week when it is impossible to have a quiet lakeside fishing session. I wasn't planning on it, but now that I can't have it, I actually feel worse, and I feel like I'm cheated somehow. Like, now I want it back. Now I want it back. The only reason why I want it is because I can't have it, and that's a little bit of a problem. I should have gone this other direction. There was some pixies guarding the way, and so we didn't auto path that way. Clearly my mistake. I think I'm gonna go pick up these imps as well. Defeat the Hellhounds. I don't even know if I'm going to defeat the Hellhounds. But since we're here, and since it only takes 1 day, we might as well go out of our way. This is the reason why. If you wonder, what is the reason that we fought those demons to get the boots? It's just for this exact reason, so we can go out of our way and do fun stuff. As we pick up 145 mercury, over 300 units of wood. It's not pretty, but we're definitely winning. Holy cow, 280 something of these Hellhounds. This might have been a mistake to try and fight these guys, actually. Actually might have been. Okay, so right now, let's try this. We can do half damage here, or we can use our special ability. We kill 6. Hold on. What if I don't want to? What if I, how do I stop it? Nope, don't want to. There we go. So the Call of Lightning will work, but I'm just going to kill more just by doing reduced damage because they're a little bit too far away. And that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Let's see. Let's just get into position so maybe we can stomp on these guys before they cause us too many issues. Isabel's going to get the opportunity to help one of these stacks do great in just a moment. 141, 6 of these Hellhounds dies. And so who do we want to move up in turn order? Maybe, I tell you what, is it ever going to be bad to make your Titans go sooner? I don't really think so. So let's do that. These peasants are not doing much, but they're doing their best. And then one stack of 135 is going to get in. They're going to get right into the marksman. No chance, no shot. Let's kill 26 to 45. We might as well just do as much damage as we can. Even though this stack hasn't gone just yet, I might as well do the damage where I can. Same deal with these Hellhounds. There's no sense, I don't think, in necessarily kind of keeping them in reserve. Like, this is a dogfight. This is a dogfight, and so we're gonna take losses one way or the other. I might as well get in there and do some damage where I can. Even the imps are going down. Let's see, 99. These Hellhounds getting attacked by the 100 or so, 200. of these conscripts. Does a bunch of damage. 67 are left here. I wonder if, does Divine Guidance only affect turn order, or does it also add speed? No, it just increases their speed. Let's actually weakness this biggest stack, because I think that we're gonna get into these creatures pretty quickly. I'm just not too worried about that. Maybe this will help me take some less losses though. Yeah, my big stack of 600 are totally out of position. Okay, there's 26 to 45 here. Let's do as much damage as we can. Down to 24 of the Hellhounds nearest to me. And 61 in the far reaches. It's very interesting to see where the AI is prioritizing their damage. So first it was the marksmen, which I guess makes sense because they're ranged, but then now they're attacking conscripts and hellhounds. It's just kind of interesting to me. And that's actually probably the mark of a good AI. The worst thing you could probably do as the AI right now would be to try and just take out the Titans, because you're not going to get through their thick armor, their thick skins. But it still felt kind of strange to see what the AI's priorities were. That's pretty much all I can say about that. Okay, I've said enough though. I think that it's time for us to go through these Hell Chargers. There's several of them. We're going to go the long way to get on out. And again, we're going to go in this direction rather than, hold on, rather than here. I don't know, there might be some nifty stuff here. I'm not supposed to go to this castle yet, but I don't know, there might be some nifty stuff up there. So I don't know. We'll avoid the main road for now. We're gonna, again, clear out all the rest of the Badlands, and then we'll sally forth from there. Trust me though, this time we're actually gonna pick up this rally flag. That's gonna feel pretty good. For the +1/+1 to our morale and to our luck. These Dark Riders are gonna feel a little bit of pain. And lest we forget, as we do hit Week of the Druid, where Druids and Druid Elders are doubled in their capacity, lest we forget, hold on, we have creatures to upgrade, don't we? Lest we forget, we might as well take our time on this scenario, unless you're going for a high score, which we're totally not. You might as well continue on, because the longer we spend out here, the more creatures are going to come to us through these neutral dwellings. It's just going to take forever. And for that reason, I would actually like to continue on, because I would like to get through this scenario and then hopefully a little bit more before too much else happens. Oh, we have another interesting opportunity. Maybe these creatures are going to want to join us in the near future. I know we don't have to leave space in our army. Like in Heroes 3 with Horn of the Abyss, you can adjust your army when creatures want to join you neutrally. In this case, these 8 druids don't want to join us. I'm not going to hold it against them. I get it. I don't think I would want to join. It's like, who is this guy? We just showed up here this week and he rides up on us and tries to accost us. Like, I get it. I totally get it. I just feel bad because we could have been friends. We could have had it all, man. We could have had it all. Let's see. Let's do it like this. Dark Riders are fast, but they're not that fast. And we're going to get a full shot off from these Titans before anything else happens. Kill 2 to 5 is going to be 4. Going down. And they're staying just out of range, so that way they can get the initiative on us this next go around. I think that seems good to me then, to let the Cerberus get into the fight. Oh, they didn't even get all the way in. Very strange. Imps are going to come on in next. Take the retaliation because Cerberus don't have one. And then I would like to try and protect the conscripts a little bit. There's just, unless they have to take damage, there's just no need for it. But now, because the conscripts have already gone this turn, this divine guidance onto my big stack of conscripts is actually going to be pretty good, I think. If we can move up above some of these other creatures, it looks like we do. So it's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Let's kill this big stack of 18 because the conscripts are about to absolutely wallop 13 of these Dark Riders. We're going to defend, shoot them with the marksman, and then I'm thinking that 600 conscripts are going to do a pretty good job at ending these guys' reign of terror. Cool. And then on to a new day. That only costs us 2 imps. And really, it's all about trying to figure out what is behind here. We got an ore pit, which we've never seen. I don't want to say never seen before, but ore pit. And now I'm starting to wonder, is this the actual road that we were supposed to go into? And we missed this opportunity? I mean, we're getting way closer to Brighton than I thought we were otherwise going to be able to be. So I don't know, maybe in my effort to be thorough, I actually was a little missing. I missed part of this middle section here. This path. I might have missed this path on accident just because I was trying to be thorough, and I thought that this was actually the way that would not be the most direct route to Brighton. Whoops. Okay. Kind of interesting, these creatures want to attack me. They're going to steal 14 mana twice, 28 mana less. I haven't really been using mana a whole lot. The Divine Guidance is free, and it feels like it's my best ability or my best spell right now anyway, so I don't feel too bad about them stealing my mana. And in fact, I think that it's fair to say, when I'm talking about trying to be good at Heroes 5, I mentioned in the previous playthroughs that I thought to myself, look, I've got a pretty good foundational understanding about how Heroes Might and Magic works in general, even though this is my first time playing Heroes Might and Magic 5. And so I thought, well, it won't be too big of a problem at all, just to make some adjustments and, you know, be effective using those basic strategies we already have in the bag. But I think that what we're going to really have a struggle with is magic, because so far I'm feeling absolutely useless when it comes to magic. Like, I am not feeling very comfy at all when it comes to that. Oh, we got a barracks here that'll boost footman growth. And so, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to see what's it gonna take for me to get good enough with magic to where I actually start to feel a little bit comfortable. Because right now, I just don't. And, you know, I don't want to say I'm ashamed at not being comfortable yet, but I really haven't had a lot of opportunity with this might-based hero. I don't even know what spells are out there, and if you don't know what spells are out there, it might be a little bit more difficult for you to decide which spells you ought to use. Let's actually use the Divine Guidance on the Conscripts, so that way they get to go more often. Might as well go to here, because they're going to get to go for sure before these Horned Demons in just a moment or two. Imps, might as well. Conscripts, might as well. Peasantry, sure, why not? And how far do these Horned Demons get? Not that far. Let's take our free shot with our Cerberus. And another bit of ranged damage from our Titans. Golly, they are so cool looking. I just love it. Whoa, too far. Just towering over the battlefield. Ugh, I love it. I love it. You know what I also love? 597 angry peasants just slapping somebody and only losing 3 in retaliation. That feels pretty good. One pretty important thing here with this kind of square grid instead of like a hexagonal grid, it might just be me, but I feel like I'm more likely to misclick on this battle map than I am in other games. I don't know if I'm crazy on that. I'd like people's opinions on what they think about that, but it feels like I'm more likely to mess up. And in that case, what would the mess up have been? It would have been that I would have accidentally, I don't know, it would have been that I would have accidentally positioned my conscripts not in the diagonal from the northwest, but I ended up positioning them in the straight west. And that kind of deal, where I might accidentally block myself away from getting another creature in there, that can be a bit of a problem. And so my intention, I knew what my intention was in my mind, but I clearly missed that. So I don't know. Like right there, when I just click on these creatures to kill these Hell Chargers, I just happened to miss a little bit. I thought that I was attacking straight on with the Cerberus, and I've already missed that, so feels kind of bad. I don't want to make these misses happen more often than I ought to. Okay, Conscripts, I think that they're going to get 2 turns. They're going to go... Nope, it is going to be the Hell Chargers that go again very, very soon. Let's kill 3 to 5. Let's continue to work on this stack here. We'll kill 1 to 5. Whoa, good luck. Nice, way to go, Marksman. Good stuff. And then unless there's bad morale on these Hell Chargers, they're about to do some damage. But they're but they're working on the Cerberus. Whoa, and they got the cool runaway ability? All right, I didn't actually read these Hell Chargers. I think that these are the upgraded versions of the Nightmares, but they're a cruel beast summoned from the depths of Shigo. Horror surrounds these creatures, and even the bravest warrior can have difficulty finding strength to raise his weapon when a charger attacks. So demonic, living creature, and they do have this fear ability, where once attacked, creatures will panic and try and run to the edge of the arena, losing all initiative accumulated by this time. Very cool, because initiative does store. We've been taking a good look at that from time to time, and yeah, very interesting that you're going to lose all your initiative and run. I really do like that as a mechanic. I really do. By the way, just as I'm checking that, I was checking to see how much damage Isabel is doing. I was sure that the conscripts were going to kill this whole stack of creatures, but it's nice to know that Isabel is killing about 2 Hell Chargers worth of damage every time. And then, do we need gems? Probably not. Do we need this crystal cavern? Couldn't hurt. I think I've found this already once, but I need to find it again. I guess I can click individually here, but I forget where I go to see my total Kingdom Army inventory, or like Kingdom Overview. Okay, so if I right click, it'll tell me what I'm getting per day in these resources. So I'm getting 1 per day, which is not too bad. 1,500 gold. Okay. Oh, and it actually breaks it down for me. Gold mine, peasants, artifacts, abilities. Hold on. Wait a second. Do conscripts not give you gold? Let me click on you, darn it. Okay. Interesting. So peasants will get you gold. Conscripts do not. I missed that. This is the first time I've noticed that. Yeah, okay, so peasants are taxpayers and they give you +1 gold. Interesting. So you lose the ability to have combat with the peasants. They're not as good like statistically, but you do get the +1 gold. Interesting. I did not realize that there was a trade-off from doing the upgrade there, which I suppose you could also say is a little bit of a possible, I don't want to say it nerf, but it makes the choice pretty significant in, do I upgrade my peasants into conscripts or not? So that's pretty interesting to me, because I kind of questioned about some of these other creatures, like with the marksman. I wasn't sure if it was actually an upgrade to go into marksman versus just the regular creatures, the regular archers. I don't know. Most times there should be just a direct upgrade, but it's nice to know that sometimes there's not. I do want this sulfur to mine. I might as well keep clearing out these creatures. Taking losses every moment of the day, I'm sure. Cerberus can actually get into the face of these guys. 32. 3 stacks of 32. There's a lot of creatures here. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared. That one Cerberus actually did a great job, by the way. Really did a great job. Let's use the Divine Guidance on my biggest stack of conscripts. I want them to go again and again and again, because they're going to do tons of damage. And they're now one of my fastest creatures. We're going to kill 6 to 11 there. We killed 17. That's great. And we're about to take oodles of damage from these big stacks. Oh, I forgot. You're not supposed to attack because you take the retaliation. My bad. And goodbye to 22 gold per day. Ooh, that's fun. I really like that. Did you see? You probably noticed, but it was the first time I've noticed that when a whole stack of creatures goes down, these creatures, these succubus, they actually did like a little bit of a happy, I don't know, happy sort of dance. They're like, yay, we killed somebody. Which is, of course, reminiscent, as we see our hero do something similar. It's reminiscent to the heroes in Heroes 2 and 3, where if something good happens, they go, yeah, and if something bad happens, they go, no. I really do enjoy those little bit of flavors. Little small things like that going off a long way with me. Okay, we are going to take some pretty good losses, but we're going to get out of this fight ultimately. We just got to kill this one final stack of 15. We're down to 7 left. And the conscripts are going to finish this off. That would have been probably a good time to just use the lightning bolt ability if you wanted to attack with the Titans. It wasn't necessary, but the losses are still they're all right, I guess. I say that. I don't really know if it's good or bad. Okay, so right here, I guess if that's sulfur in the front, so I'm gonna ignore that. Whoa, we see treants for the first time. That's pretty cool. Footmen guarding a crystal of revelation +1 knowledge. Maybe they'll join. They do not. I get it. I wouldn't want to join either. I've ignored again my Castle of Brighton. Probably should stop that. Because once I take it, I'm guessing I can then build up a bit of operations there. But so long as I got these 764 conscripts, I feel like I'm doing fine. Like, I do. I know it's probably not true, but I feel like I'm okay. Okay, 73 footmen are coming down. We're going to kill 2 to 9. We end up killing 6. Yeah, footmen are pretty tough. We're probably going to lose a lot of these creatures if we're not careful. So let's try and back up. Still working on this one stack there. And can these guys reach? They cannot. Somehow my conscripts are faster than their footmen, which doesn't make too much sense. So let's actually back off with the footmen one more time. We're going to wait. And I don't know. Let's weakness this biggest stack here. I think I actually have to double check to make sure the weakness does what I think it does. Okay, we'll check that in a second. But I think I need to check to actually make sure it does what I want it to do, because I'm not actually sure if it does what I hope. Okay, imps, footmen, and it's time to blast away. 14 footmen die here. And I guess I don't mind if the imps do die here. Looks like they're not going to, but just in case there was some kind of retaliation. Oh gosh, conscripts can kill all 66 of these footmen. Really pretty good. Let's continue to do that. And then at this point, it's one of those times where the battle is obviously over, but we need to see this thing through to the end. This would probably be a good time. I don't know if with 5.5, the Heroes mod for 5.5, if there's a way to end the battle sooner. But if there is, I think that's always going to be worth my time just to know. Because that tends to be pretty useful. When you know things are done, you just need to kind of wheel it in for the final little bit. Yeah, there comes a point where it's not worth fighting anymore. Okay, so we got Wraiths, a subterranean gate entrance. We've already known about that. Druids, Treants, trading post. Tell you what, I think it's time. I think it's time to go take our objective here of Brightwood. And then maybe we've done ourselves a huge disservice by waiting so long, but I wanted to do as much as I could in case that by taking Brightwood I triggered some sort of event. That just felt like the right decision to me. But the further I go on, the more I think that was a mistake. So hopefully we have enough forces to take this fight. I have no idea. Here in the tutorial, if you want your hero to be able to learn more powerful spells, build the next level of Mage Guild in your town. I will remember that after this fight. Let's do marksman in the front, footmen here. We don't have much. Yeah, we really don't have much. But what do they have? Looks like 98 of their imps, not too worrisome. Horned demons and 168 of the peasants. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about this at all. I am going to just move up and hope that maybe I can encourage these creatures to come out and attack me. Just come out of the gate. They thought about it. So I can't... Oh, I can't attack these guys. I will. I'll start to attack these imps rather than use my lightning hand, my active ability. And I guess I'm not too sure what makes it so the enemies can't be attacked. Because the wall, it looks like, is just reducing damage by like half, is kind of what I'm anticipating. Here's the one that weirds me out. Why can my hero ride her horse through the gate and then slice you? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't want to say that I'm, like, I don't want to be picky. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That would be a good time, in my opinion, to have some differences. You know, there's a time to suspend your disbelief, and then there's a time to say, yeah, that could tactically be an actual thing, though. So, oh well. Looks like we're going to lose most of our imps. We don't have many left. Horned demons are definitely the big stack, but let's kill the full stack of imps, since I can kill one full stack of imps. I'll take this retaliation here, probably lose the rest of my imps. No, I do not. It's kind of weird how a crossbow bolt does this. When I think about crossbow bolts, I think that they just go kind of in a straight line. Good luck bending that like Beckham. Good luck indeed. Most of the Horned Demons goes down. I'm going to start working on the stack of the peasants. 9 at a time. 9 at a time. And I don't know, I'm going to keep the conscripts back for one more turn because these peasants are about to go, I think. No conscripts goes down. That was definitely what I meant to do. Anytime your ranged creatures are walking across the battlefield, you know that that's a high tier maneuver. Like, that's exactly the play. There's a couple of moves that might confuse your enemies and give you a tactical advantage. That's one of them.
Leave it to the demons to corrupt everything, even the tower that held the knowledge of magic. I have no choice but to rebuild it from the ground up.
Don't worry, Isabel, you have so many resources. I don't think it'll be a problem for you to rebuild that Mage Guild. So we have a new objective now. That is going to be to upgrade the Mage Guild in Brightwood. Not a problem. And let's actually see what we have here so far. Depending on the race, a hero can belong to a certain class and have certain special attributes. For example, knights are good at protecting their armies, while warlocks are expert in attack spells. Makes perfect sense to me. Let's see. We can build. So we've already got the village hall. We've already got the town hall. We're going to need level 9 in order to get the city hall. So we've got a couple of different choices we can make now. I see no reason why we ought not to get ourselves... Resource silo seems like a little bit useless because we got so much going on. And the peasant cabins, it can be built. Oh, so the green means that we can build it. The actual picture means that we need it, or we already have it in our forces. Okay. So then... hire creatures, purchase building, buy selected building. Here's the Mage Guild. It's a monastery. Tell you what, let's just start building stuff and we'll go from there. So town levels up to 9. And I suppose I will leave these imps behind. 4 of them are not going to really help me, I don't think. We don't have many forces to really deal with. Upgrade creatures. Which creatures can I upgrade? None so far. Higher creatures, we just have the peasants, but they're not even available. And then we have a Mage Guild. For the first time, I think we've seen this Mage Guild option. So level 1, we've got Haste, Weakness, Eldritch Arrow. I imagine, yeah, so I imagine as we go up in Mage Guild levels, more tabs are going to show up, which is kind of nifty. Build structures, we've already done that. What else do we have here? Buy war machines. I don't think I've ever bought any of these war machines, so let's just buy them all. And then we'll kind of get to play with them for the first time. And then we have the tavern. So we have Arena the Knight. She's got a couple of troops with her. Rutger, also a knight. Here you can find all the rumors about other players and various treasures. Many years ago, a Griffin King managed to beat the Inferno army because he trained his griffins to soar in the sky and then drop down on the enemy units like stones. It was a totally unexpected tactic, and in just a few minutes the whole enemy army was decimated. Since then, they call him the Victor, and he deserved it too. Cool. So we could buy this information about towns and best heroes and things like that. Let's just do it once. Hero count. Wait, why isn't it actually telling me what it is? Huh? So it just increased the amount of things here. Oh, is there no red player? Is there no enemy that we're actually up against? This is just us being neutral? That's probably what it is. And so if there was another enemy, they'd be next to us. We do have the marketplace, it looks like. The ratios look terrible, but we have so many resources anyway. Yeah, getting the Mage Guild is not going to be too big of a problem at all. Town info. 1,000 gold, of course, and then Griffin Empire's magical skills tend to center around the worship of Elrath and the talents of the priesthood. Brightwood has always been a center of learning and study for those who believe in more of the arcane than can be found in the worship of the Dragon of Light. I do like the story building I've seen so far. It's pretty nifty, but you know, I just like to see more. I would always like to see more. I suppose that staying in the Mage Guild overnight replenishes your spell points like you find in other Heroes games. I don't know that. I'm just supposing that. But we'll see how it is. Oh, and look, for the first time we've got some new things. We've got ourselves a first aid tent, which will heal non-mechanical units. We've got our ammo cart, does what you think it does, unlimited ammo. And then the ballista does do some damage. 66 to 99, that's actually a healthy bit of damage, isn't it? It feels pretty good. You know what else feels pretty good? Lightning bolting somebody just because you can. Yeah, even though it reduces your damage and we killed less people, sometimes you gotta send a message. In this case, the message is, if you don't want to play with fire, don't mess with me. Or in this case, I suppose it's lightning. There's some element that's going on here. Something's happening. I'm going to, let's see, mass haste. We've got mass haste. That's awesome. Raise initiative by 40% for 8 turns. That is sick. That is awesome. We've got a new favorite spell. Folks, we have a new favorite spell. That is my new favorite spell. Mass freaking haste. Huh. Well, I'll be. Okay, so tell you what, we're going to wait. We're going to try and let these guys come down the battlefield, and then I'm going to try and cast that as soon as I possibly can now. That's very cool. It's very cool. I like that. When it's the first aid tent's turn and they can't actually heal anybody, they just end up waiting. And let's do this mass haste. Boom. Okay. All right. It's really good. One of the hallmarks of any good Heroes game is when you find broken things. Mass haste feels pretty broken in the best way possible. And I know that other games have mass haste, like I know that, but anytime you actually get to feel powerful as a hero, then you actually feel like the game is making you this unstoppable hero too. So I like that. That warms my heart in a really nice way. Huh. Yeah, I feel strong. I feel great. I feel great. I also feel like I need to get this alchemist lab. There's druids here. Maybe these 66 druids will join me. It's probably highly unlikely. I don't really know what these guys do though, so we need to click on them immediately to find out. Okay, so first off, they're really fast. They just get to go first. Druids are the priests of the Sylvan, elemental dragon of the earth and living embodiment of nature. As such, they are granted control over the magic of the elements, which they will call upon in times of peril. So they are a shooter, they are a living creature, and they are a caster. They have magical spells similar to those cast by heroes, but it doesn't really tell us what those spells are. This is an opportunity I wish was different. I wish that it would tell you what the spells were. Oh, cool, and then there's this guy. So we've got druids and then druid elders. Druid elders have mastered the magic of the elements and have access to the secret knowledge kept within their castle, linking to their allies as they do all living things. They are capable of channeling their own mana to a friendly hero. That's cool. I'm guessing that means that their spells are not that good. If they're just a battery for your hero, that seems kind of weird. But it could be a good way to replenish spell points in battle. And maybe the best way I can think of that, or I'm trying to say that, is that you might fight a fight you otherwise didn't really want to fight just because you know, hey, I'm going to fight this fight and I'm going to pull more spell power into me. Very cool. Very cool. It's nice to see these units, and these actually do look kind of Sylvan. The one real complaint I have so far about Olden Era, and from all the information I've seen, is that Sylvan doesn't really appear to have any elven creatures, which seems kind of like a prerequisite for a Sylvan race. Like, elves and Sylvan, they kind of go hand in hand. Maybe it's just me? Just me? Okay, just me. I'd like to see that be a little bit different, but other than that, everything seems pretty good about it. I'm hoping for treants, hoping for gold dragon type deals. There's lots I would hope for Olden Era, but there's no sense in me just being a negative Nancy. I would prefer to be as positive as I possibly can be about the game, because, man, I really want the devs to be successful. I really want the game to go well. Even if we're not looking for a successor to Heroes of Might and Magic, because everybody's got their own favorite in the series. Everybody likes Heroes 3 or 5 or 2 or 4 or whatever your favorite is. We already have a Heroes of Might and Magic game that's probably your favorite. We might not be looking to replace that, but it would be nice to have a worthy addition to the iterations of Heroes of Might and Magic as we know it. So I'm really hoping it turns out well. And so if you ever hear me complain, I guess, or be negative towards Olden Era, just know that I don't necessarily mean to be mean about it. I'm just sharing my general thoughts as they come up. Oh, wow. Wait, Vampire Lords? 30 HP? These guys are pretty tough. You know, I just realized these vampires from Heroes 5 actually look an awful lot like the vampires from Olden Era. Huh. By the way, in Olden Era, they're tier 7 creatures or tier 6. Whatever the highest number is, that's what they are. Huh. Kind of nifty. We've seen vampires before. They seem like they're a little bit nerfed right here. Just not the scariest thing I ever saw. Okay. Casting our Mass Haste. Gonna keep the Footmen in reserve for just a moment. I don't want them to take more damage than they have to. Ballista is gonna do some damage, and the Conscripts are absolutely gonna wallop these 23. Because I think that these 23 vampires, we're gonna kill them, and then these 18 are not gonna be able to reach. Oh, they can. And they actually were able to resurrect it a little bit there. We're gonna get to go again, though. We're gonna kill this big stack of 24 if I can reach. Looks like I cannot. Stuck here killing this gentleman. And then after the tent, does some healing damage. Or heals some damage. Jeez, it looks like the Titans absolutely obliterated them with some good luck. That was sick. Vampires, Vampire Lords, yeah, they didn't have a chance. So we're gonna pick up this gem mine. It looks like on first thing tomorrow. Oh, I didn't buy from my main castle. Whoops. I think I did that a couple times in a row, actually. Let's see. Mage Guild level 2. Yep, let's get Mage Guild level 2. So we purchased. We got nothing else to do here. Great. Pixies, I don't think it even matters. Even if they don't run, and even if they don't join me, I don't think I really even want them. Yeah, they might join me, though. Sure. Sure. I am friend to all. Anybody that wants to join my army, I don't think I'm necessarily telling them no. And who knows, they might be useful. They might save me a couple of conscripts, which could never be too bad. We're almost home. See, red means we've already purchased there. Good, good. And then before I do anything else, let's continue to build up this Mage Guild. That's gonna be a new Mage Guild level 4. And so we do want to go back and find out what those spells are.
I have learned. It's time to destroy the demons with the light of Elves guiding my hand.
Did she know she could do that, or was that a mistake? I don't actually know if she knew that she could do that or not. That feels like she got the Mage Guild up, and then some surprising yellow light came from the stars just to let her know that they approved of her doings. If she did mean to do it, then the rest of us are just like, hey man, that's real neat. That's a real cool trick, but you don't have to rub it in our faces that you're magical. The rest of us are just knights. Wait, she's a knight. Whatever. Okay. These creatures feel like they're probably okay for now. We're upgrading peasants there. I don't think we have... I don't really have an easy way of seeing what to upgrade or where to upgrade. Like when I go to buy troops... Okay, I guess that there's this page. That'll help. We've got, for the first time, these priests. I don't think I've ever actually used priests so far in this campaign. But we picked up endurance. As well as battle spells, there are spells that can be used on the adventure map. For example, you can use the instant travel spell to reach treasures that are otherwise inaccessible. We have Dimension Door. Wait, did we just pick up Dimension Door? Hold on, let's go back. Vulnerability. Okay. No, I'm trying to go back here. Back to the Mage Guild. So we got these spells. Okay. Endurance increases the selected friendly unit's defense strength. Cool. Vulnerability destroys armor of a target enemy stack, reducing its defense. So it's a disrupting ray. Okay. Several times on a single stack, it's definitely disrupting ray. Lightning bolt. Okay, we got a really good damaging spell now, which is cool. We have righteous might. So we get a lust for blood. We get bonus attack. Cool. Confusion makes creatures in target enemy stack forget what they are doing on the battlefield. Some of the affected creatures will forget to use shooting attacks and retaliation strikes. Interesting. I like that. I like that because it's a mix between forgetfulness and I don't really know if there's ever been something that prevents you from retaliating. I guess blind, generally. If you break a blind, half the affected stack usually does half damage. At least that's the way it is in Heroes 2. So that's kind of interesting. And then Phantom Forces copies the selected friendly unit. This copy can't cast any spells or use any abilities and disappears as soon as it receives any damage. So it's just a mirror image spell. That's sweet. And then what's this? Summon creatures. Adventure magic spells. Summon creatures from nearest town. Take 75% of the hero's starting movement points. So I don't actually have to go back to resupply. I can just use this spell and purchase troops from home. It'll cost me 1 full day worth, but I don't have to go home anymore. That is sweet. That is super cool. I like that. My day just got so much better. Huh, that's sweet. There's this garrison here. I believe that this is where I go to find my friend. The guy I'm supposed to find. Summon creatures, that's so cool. We need to meet Alaron, we gotta survive. Okay. I still want to go kind of into the subterranean area here, so let's go harass some griffins. Maybe they'll join me. Oh, maybe not.
Look! The bridge is destroyed as well. Now what?
There's a seer not too far from here. The advice of a blind brother, servant of Ashan, would be useful.
I'm telling you.
Seer. They speak in riddles and half phrases and send you on wild goose chases. We don't have time.
Beatrice is totally going to betray us.
That, or we sit here waiting until the scouts find another way.
Something about Beatrice just is
Twiddle
off.
My thumb's doing nothing. Very well, Beatrice. Let's go find this seer of yours.
Yeah, there's something bad about Beatrice. I don't know what it is, but negative Ghost Rider. Ooh, 70 griffins want to join. That's a huge bonus. That's awesome. Okay, we have to still meet Alaron's army, but we got to visit the seer, a blind brother. And maybe that'll just like repair the gate for us? Possibly. Oh, seer hut. Cool.
Boots of levitation. Lying in a crypt full of haunted souls, whose sleep I must disturb. It won't be pleasant, but it's the fastest way to meet up with Findon. I'm afraid I don't have much choice.
Cool. I'm guessing that every single seer's hut is not going to let you know. It's not going to have a little cutscene like that. But so far that feels pretty good. Just to be able to see if that was your first time ever coming into contact with the seer's hut. That's pretty cool to just kind of help you out and tell you what's going on there. Interesting. Okay, we already built a building in our main castle. We are up to Week of the Falcon, so we are at month 4, week 4, day 1. A week when it would be wise to keep a watch on what is happening over one's head. I tell you what, I've never had a bird fly overhead and drop me a present, as it were. I guess I'm always a little bit worried about that, though. If it happens, you're officially having a real bad day. Okay, let's fight this fight, because this is going to take us into the underground, and I guess that is where we can go with our fellow here. These 70 griffins, if we were struggling with these wraiths at all before, we're definitely not anymore. I don't know. Let's see, are these the ones? Immune to blind, immune to mind control, harm touch. When this creature attacks, it always kills 1 unit in any enemy detachment. So do not let them get up to your 7th level creatures. That's nifty. It also dispels all positive magical effects currently affecting that aim. Cool. Okay. But they got 100 HP. This is like the 6th tier creature for Necropolis. So they're pretty good. They cannot reach me right now. I think I just wait across the board. Except for here, where we try and kill a couple. Again, we just don't want them to touch our Titans. Okay, and the Griffins should make short work of these guys. They killed 6, so we're going to lose at least 1 Griffin. Oh no, for some reason we didn't lose a Griffin there, even though they retaliated. I must be misunderstanding what the purpose is. The harm touch is an actual ability. It always kills units, 1 unit in the detachment. Oh, when the creature attacks, not just when they retaliate. That makes sense to me. Okay. And the Ballista is going to finish these guys off. We are good to go. On to something else. Here in the subterranean gate. We've got about half of our movement points remaining. We don't really need Mercury. Bone Dragons. Oh, do we need to go through Bone Dragons? Everybody likes Bone Dragons. Everybody likes Bone Dragons. There's a Shrine of Magic Thought here. And a Crypt. Huh. And then what's over here? Oh, Colossus. Wonderful. Let's actually see if those guys will join us. And then, so yeah, let's go see if they're going to join us first, and then we'll figure out what to do next. I don't really want to take a huge detour back to that Hillfort, but it could be nice. We'll have to wait and see. No sense in doing anything but waiting for the next little bit. I don't know. I'm just going to wait on everybody, let them get one step closer, and then I'm going to cast my Mass Haste when I can. Okay, we're going to kill 2 to 5 here. I don't know if my pixies have retaliation or not. I'm guessing that they don't. Looks like they don't. Footmen, sure, I'll lose a couple on this retaliation. Looks like 3 I lose. And we did not use the dive bomb ability with our griffins. Although, now that I think about it, I don't know if you actually need the upgraded griffin to do that dive bomb ability. You might. I might just be mistaken. We're going to get an opportunity to take a look here in just a second. Do we have the ability? No, you got to get the upgraded griffin. But once we do, it seems from the little bit of experience I have with the upgraded griffin's ability that they will kind of not work very well against AI. The AI I tried to use it against, like, they were smart and they didn't step right in front of me. And so I don't know if they're always going to do that or if that was just like a one-time deal, but it felt pretty bad when the AI just knows how to sidestep me and not take any damage. I'm not going to let these ghosts join up just yet. I'm just going to flag this so that way I can start to accrue ghosts. Maybe I'll come back later. Yeah, maybe I'll come back later. Oh, I didn't even see if there was pixies there. Gold. Trident of Titans enhances your lightning-based spells by 50%. Well, I've got a lightning-based spell for you. It'll be pretty good. Let's see. Farms. We do want to get the Archer Tower for sure. Wanted that a while ago. But yeah, I'll take this new artifact, Trident of Titans, because we do have a lightning bolt spell. Where does it fit? Do I want to just reduce the +2 attack? I think right now I'd prefer the +2 attack. So long as I've got Mass Haste, that's pretty much always going to be my first spell. I thought this was like a creature bank instead of just like a dwelling. So I'm kind of sad about that. Arc Lich, and then over here has got to be that artifact that we're looking for. Dolmen of Knowledge. Maybe not. Maybe it's got to be behind the Bone Dragons then. I guess that makes a little bit more sense. So we'll go there in just a moment or two. One thing that I'm kind of noticing about Heroes 5 is that these matches, I'm starting to click faster, but even so, even as I'm starting to click faster, I don't know. It feels like the game takes a little bit of time to just keep going. I don't know. This feels like it's taking quite some time, and I don't think it's just me. It might be just me, but I think that it's more than just me as the reason why this feels like it's taking quite some time. Like, I think it was 2 hours for part 1 of this playthrough, and then we're probably going to be at least 2 hours here on this other part. Now, I'm not saying that I don't like engaging gameplay that takes some time. Like, I'm fine with that. That's not bad at all. Good quality gaming takes time. But I feel like I can get an awful lot more done if I'm playing Heroes 3 or Heroes 2 in the same amount of time. And that feels a little bit weird to me, and so I don't really know what to make about the pacing of the game. And I'm guessing, actually, hold on, I'm guessing if I turned up... Are there options to increase the battle speeds? There are. We're going to turn this up to max. And maybe there's probably people out there that have hated me being so slow. Yeah, okay, there we go. All of a sudden the battles are going to go much faster, and that's going to save a lot of time. But like internally, like in my heart, I could tell like things are taking way too long, and every battle feels like it's more effort than I really want to put into it. Yeah, feels much better to know that there's some recourse that we have here. Okay, and hopefully that'll help us speed along in our journeys. Skeletons, we're going to ignore these gentlemen for now. I didn't realize that was, again, another dwelling. Gold. Pixies, are you going to join? Sure, we'll take that. And then one more treasure chest. Yeah, it looks like after this Dolmen of Knowledge, really it's going to come down to going through these bone dragons. Because we've searched everywhere else, unless the artifact that we're seeking from the seer, unless it's somewhere that I haven't seen so far, I think it's just going to have to be behind bone dragons there. Let's see, barracks for the footmen. And so now we're getting one of each creature. We got champions and angels to go. We're not going to worry about upgrading any of these dwellings just yet. We'll worry about that after we've gotten each of our possible creatures to purchase. Okay, cathedral for the upgraded monastery, altar of light. So that's our angels. Yep. Okay, so angels are coming in clutch sooner rather than later, I do hope. And the only thing I'm really worried about right now is that the fear is that the enemies are going to be way tougher than I'm able to deal with. Not these dragons, for example, but my fear is that because I've taken so many turns to get to this point, that somehow I'm going to be playing from behind in a way that I'm not going to appreciate very, very soon. As if it would have been way better to have more creatures accruing this entire time. Whoa, good luck. Feels pretty nice when your titans can absolutely make the bone dragons explode. Let's do that again. Let's wait. Let the dragons come out, and then bada bing, bada boom, kill 2 to 3. Easy. Okay. It's faster, and faster is good, but I don't get as much time to like look at the kind of pretty artwork. I don't know. I'm the guy that people kind of it bothers them that I don't play on the fastest speed for Heroes 3 because people are used to just seeing things happen instantly, and I understand that. I truly understand that, but I do enjoy being able to actually be immersed in what's happening, and it feels really pretty bad when I know that I'm not doing that right here. Like there's an opportunity to see some really cool buildings happening, some really good fights happen, and I'm just not giving it the opportunity to do so. I feel bad for that, but it's that mix between doing time takes time, or it's that difference between actually fighting the fights in a fairly quick manner. Okay, jousting arena. Don't ask me why it takes crystal to get the jousting arena, but it does. And then we do have now one of each troop, so they are building up. I don't think that there's a way to increase. There's probably like, I think that there's a training ground that gives you free troops for the knight faction. So I think that there's still one more big building I can purchase. And once I build that building, then I'll feel better about what's going on. Okay, but this has to be it, right? This crypt has to give me the treasure that I'm looking for. Hopefully it's not bigger forces than I am expecting. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, phantasms, ghosts, liches. Yeah, this isn't going to be easy per se, but this will be, I can handle this. I don't want to go into the way where these creatures can catch me. I'm just going to go about there with the griffins. Pixies are gonna get way down the battlefield into like right here, and then let's start working on these big. Should we do the wraiths or should we do the liches? We can kill 1 to 2 of those other creatures, or 3 to 5 of the liches. Liches can probably put out some pretty crazy damage, so let's avoid that for now. Whoa, did not realize that you could reach me there. Did not realize. Maybe I should have. Okay, casting the mass haste. Liches did pump out some damage, killing 2 creatures at a time. Somebody is poisoned. Yeah, somebody is definitely poisoned right now. And then I'm going to use the griffins to start taking out liches. We kill all of them. Pro tip, feels nice. You should do that as often as possible. Footmen are doing damage. Conscripts are slow but hardy types of creatures. And pixies aren't going to kill a single one of these big phantasms. They did 59 damage, that's not too bad. I do want to kill 4 to 7 of these guys if I can, and I think that I'm still in front of these skeleton archers, so I don't think it matters too much. I could probably cast a spell and try something new, but I can kill 1 phantasm there. Let me do that. And let's hope that these ghosts don't cause me to miss. They do cause me to miss. Feels a little bit bad there. Let's see, retaliations are everywhere. Tons of creatures are dying. It's a bloodbath. Let's hope that the griffins can end this fight. Nope. Because the pixies, I think, are going to step up and deal with these skeleton archers in just a moment. Mostly. They mostly dealt with them. Maybe it's the peasants that end the ghosts? Yes, it is. The superstitious peasants have decided that they don't want any part of these ghosts any longer. Okay, and that wasn't fun to look at necessarily, but the fight went much faster. It is what it is.
It could have been worse, I suppose. Time to put on this fine footwear and go meet Finder.
What happens if we give it to the quest giver? Wait, what? Hold on. I thought that the whole point of this was to give that to the quest giver who would do something else. What? So we visited the seer, we found the boots of levitation. Is he not going to want the boots back? I'm so confused. I guess these don't work the way I thought that they did. Okay, let's do this training grounds. I haven't really used this yet. And then there's this Hall of Heroes. We should have plenty of resources to be able to upgrade whatever we want. This is really actually a good opportunity for me to understand how this faction works, because thus far I haven't done much with it. Okay, so I can't wander across the bridge here. There's nowhere to wander to. Offers a reward for completing the quest. So it looks like there is going to be coming back to the Seer's hut. It's going to give me what I need. Oracles have nothing more to say. Oh, I don't have the boots in my army. Okay, so take this out, put in the boots levitation, and now we can wander across the water. We're going to wait to do that just for a second, though. We got soldiers back at home that we want to deal with. I want to kind of discover what this mechanic is for these training grounds and these halls of heroes. Probably wouldn't hurt to upgrade some of my other creatures as well. So where is that? It's not here. Buy artifacts? No. Tavern? No. Marketplace? Mage Guild? Blacksmith. Upgrade creatures? Is this the building we just built, though, that allows you to do that? The Hall of Heroes supports training special ability and reduces the cost of training by 40%. Only 20 creatures can be trained in the town with this building per week. So do I have to click on it to build creatures with it? Looks like I can't there. Looks like I can't click there. Allows to train lower tier troops into higher tier troops. And we go from 7 to 20 because we have the Hall of Heroes. I'm just going to assume that when I go to upgrade creatures, it's going to give me these creatures I want to upgrade for free. That just makes the most sense to me. So stables, got that. Upgraded Altar of Heaven. I mean, all we need is ore. Order of Paladins, let's pick that up. We're just gonna buy, let's see. Let's buy the peasants, all 60 of them. Let's buy these paladins, 2 of them. We're gonna wait on everybody else just in case there's a cost of upgrading. And plus, they can always join us later if they really want to. And then pixies, let's keep the pixies behind. We're probably going to use that ability in just a moment to bring those troops to the front. Yeah, because I do want to explore what's here in the middle. Feels like there's got to be something good, right? Definitely want to go through these treants. Let's head in that direction. Let's go through treants, and then we'll go through the middle of the battlefield. We're going to ignore things like the barracks. Maybe not. Ah, it's right here. You better. Might as well. And I feel kind of similar to the way I feel when I play Warcraft 3. When I play Warcraft 3, I like to explore everything I can possibly explore. It's really one of my favorite parts of the game, and you would hate to miss something if you didn't have to. And so in this case, creature growth by 50%, let's do that. And so in this case, I really do want to explore and find everything I can in this map. There's so much of this map that's unexplored. It'd be nice to find out what's there. These 7 treants, they want to run. I guess I'll let them. Druids, I guess I can ignore them. These guys want to join for the first time. Let's do that. Maybe these guys are going to join? No. Okay. And then trading post. I suppose I could trade, I don't know, 222 units of mercury for ore and just solve all my problems that way. Yeah, that should work. And then I'm trading at a way better rate than I am otherwise. Okay, here's a problem I have. The well is kind of hard to see. Then again, maybe I just haven't trained myself to look for it. Yeah, I just haven't trained myself to look for it, that's all. Okay, we're upgrading into the upgraded angels. And maybe when it's the new week of the Minotaur. Tell you what, let's grab our mana. Let's make these gentlemen run, not once, but twice. They want to join, okay. I just don't think that they're going to be useful. We're just going to leave these creatures behind, all of them. And because it's a new week, now we're going to look to see if we can get... Whoa! We're going to see if we can get new creatures to the front. Idol of Fortune, Druids, random creatures, because it's like month 4 or whatever it is. Huh. And then more to explore over here. Marletto Tower. Good, good. Alright, so let's build again. And let's upgrade something else. Cathedral? Griffin Bastion, Garrison. Let's get our top tier creatures first. And then let's see how this works actually. So I'm casting my spell. Summons creatures from the nearest town, 75% of movement points. Okay, so I actually need to do that at the beginning of the turn, which is fine. So I'll do that in just a moment. Let's head over here. And I know 75%, I'm going to ignore that for now. And I'm just going to auto-combat this fight, because I don't think I need to really fight it. We've officially established, though, that the AI is not very smart. Divine Guidance on the Griffins is the play there, really? We got full spell points. Rather than do the mass haste and you want to save the 8 spell points and do the free ability. I guess that makes sense. No creatures die there, thankfully. Oh no, we did lose one, didn't we? We had 2 paladins, now we... Oh man. You just can't let the AI fight these fights for you. You just gotta do it yourself, unfortunately. I do want the shrine because I want to see what the spell is. But I'm gonna remember that these creatures are definitely not to be trifled with. Since they're ranged, we're going to go down the battlefield here, down the battlefield here. Good morale is awesome. And then we're going to use our special ability so that we don't take the retaliation from the ranged damage. Oof. Our 2 paladins were so excited to be there with us, and then they just died. I was excited to have them, really. It's kind of weird. So in some Heroes games, top tier creatures are overpowered and unstoppable. And some, like what appears to be here, they're just kind of okay. Like comparatively, if you look at like Heroes 2 to Heroes 3, it seems pretty obvious to me that in Heroes 3, there's a much more gentler curve in the power budget of the creatures from tier to tier to tier. And I feel like that's still the case here in Heroes 5. It seems pretty obvious to me that it's a little bit of a more gentle sort of curve up. And that's okay, that's good. But then it leads to me losing troops like those paladins that I don't really need to, because I assume that they're upper tier creatures, and somehow, even though there's 853 conscripts, I don't value the conscripts nearly as much as I do the paladins. And that's clearly a mistake. That's clearly an opportunity to like do things differently. So, okay, we still need to upgrade lots of these creatures actually. So I'm gonna actually wait maybe for one more week. And then that'll give me time to get everybody up to snuff. Breastplate of Eldritch Magic. So I think I want the magic resistance for now. I'll put the Boots of Levitation on later. Just think I want the +2 attack for now. Oh, Boots of Swift Journey. Let's actually do that. Movement points over land. That's a no-brainer. And then +2 to the hero spell power versus +2 to the all primary stats. This was a very expensive armor that I purchased from this tinker over here. This artifact merchant. Yeah. It was expensive for a reason. It's just really, really good. +2 to all your primary stats. That's, I mean, I don't know what the equivalency is from Heroes 2 to Heroes 5, but in Heroes 2, that's the Legendary Scepter for +2, +2, +2, +2. So I'll assume that's pretty okay. All right, and for the first time, we're gonna get to see these treants. Sylvan tier 6 creatures. Whoa, they are big and beefy. 175 HP. Not particularly fast, but they don't look too bad. Living embodiments of the forest themselves, treants have left the deep woods at the bidding of the most powerful druids. It is said that when the first elves ventured into the heart of the primordial forest, they found the treants there waiting for them and ready to vow their undying loyalty. Do not be fooled by their awkward gait. Their solid bodies cannot be harmed easily, and any enemy creatures fighting treants will be entangled by their vines, roots, and creepers. So they got the enrage ability, so if they take damage, they do more. And then entangling roots, creatures that are attacked will be immobilized. Multiple creatures can be immobilized simultaneously. The effect only lasts while the creature remains in direct contact with its victims. So they can move to the middle here, we can all attack, and then we're all rooted. It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. I wonder if they light on fire if struck by lightning. They do not. They do not. But it was worth a shot. Like, you can understand where my mind was at with that. I think mass endurance now. Wow, I got some good mass spells. Mass righteous might. I think I did that. I think I actually did that because I spec'd into magic somehow, some way. I forget though what I did. There's some ability that I spec'd into in my hero's skill tree, and now we cast some spells at a mass sort of clip, which is pretty cool. Okay, so you don't want to come near me. I'm just gonna wait, and then I'm gonna back the conscripts off this time. Skip, 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 skip. Skip. Kill. And it looks like I do have to cast the same spell again. Have you noticed that your defense is getting lower? You're down to 22 defense. It's not very good. It's not very good at all. Conscripts are going to back off. Defend. Wait. And then as soon as the treants go, we should be good to smash them. Because they're going to come pretty much down the battlefield here. No, they still want to just stay out of arm's length, which is clearly a mistake as far as I'm concerned. Isabel does some damage. So too do a couple of these marksmen. And let's just dive in with these griffins. Griffins are rooted, which is a cool looking ability. I really like that. But now there's only 2 of these treants left. I don't think I have to worry. Yep. And they fall in a little heap. Very sad. Very sad. It's kind of fun to fight those fights, like, seriously like that. I think I could have put that fight on auto combat and maybe lost nobody, but it's fun to fight these fights as good as you can. And I think that I've already established previously that if I don't fight these fights as good as I can, it will come back to bite me. I'm not good enough yet where I can just accept losses without it hurting me. Like, oof. I've got an awful lot of a long way to go with these abilities and these spells. And just making sure I'm not losing damage along the way. Let's see, 85 damage for the Horned Overseer, so actually I'm best off in some cases. When the defense is over 4, it looks like Lightning Bolt is better than just my hero attacking. That's kind of good for me to know. Everybody else is waiting. Waiting. Defending. Waiting. And then these guys should come in range, and now I think I'm just gonna hit auto combat and let it go from there. $108. Feels like a lot of Horned Demons, actually. Huh, the Griffins keep skipping their turn. Wait, what? You decided to just wait on the conscript's turn rather than go out and kill them? You just gave them 8 conscripts for free. Huh. It's kind of strange. I don't think that I need to clear up any of this. The Phoenix Feather Cape, I don't think I need to worry about that. Fountain of Luck, I think I'm fine. And I think that we have reached our end. Unless I'm to go over the water, through the water, I think that we just have one more place to go. And I think that we have found an Inferno military post. I think that we want to head there as soon as possible. So let's use the rest of our movement points today. Let's build one more upgrade. And then here, on this new day, knowing that there's still a couple more days, we're going to make our final purchase here to upgrade our final dwelling. It's going to be Griffin Bastion. We need 5 more of this ore. Okay. And that's going to be it. And now oh, wait. 5 more? Did I not do what I just thought I did? I might have made a mistake. Let's do crystal 4 ore. That should be it. Okay. And now everything, all of my creatures should be upgraded. Yeah. So I don't know if I purchase them now or if I purchase them out with my hero. Let me just take a quick look. Summon creatures. Okay. So this is actually cool. So I can actually send creatures through, which is kind of nifty. No? Okay, I can just send them in. Current mana 136. Oh, it costs mana to bring them over. Oh, that's crazy. So you don't want to have 800 conscripts just appear. Okay, that's cool though. That's very cool. So wait, let me go back to here. How do I dismiss you? Or you want to dismiss these creatures? Yeah. So I'm gonna dismiss these guys, and there's a Eldritch Well up here. We're gonna do that again. But yeah, now we're going to go back. We're gonna purchase these forces first, so they're ready to go, and we're gonna go Angels first. 3. Whoops. Here, here, and then we're out of gold. Somehow we're out of gold. Jeez. Oof. Oof. And then before I do anything else, let's summon creatures in. Angels? 140 down to 137. That's pretty cool. Huh. And so then I think I just kind of want to get rid of these marksmen. Interesting. Yeah, because the marksmen, I don't want to take the time to get them upgraded. And I just want these other upper tier creatures. So let's do it like this. And clearly what I'm doing is suboptimal, like I understand that, but it's working for me. Okay, and we're going to leave everybody else there. We're going to pick up this full mana points. Let's go fight. It would have been just as easy for me because I'm so close to my home city. It would have been just as easy for me to go and just pick these guys up manually. I understand that, but we're testing this out. And part of testing this out is also testing out what's up with this Inferno Outpost in the very center of the map. Are these guys going to want to run? They are, so we're going to leave them alone. How do I get there? Oh, Arc Devils? Yeah, we can kill you. Yeah, definitely. I'll take you on. Kind of nifty that they didn't want to run. Not all the creatures were placed. Are you sure you want to start combat? No. Oh my gosh. We have too many double hex creatures? Interesting. So it's possible. 1, 2, 3. If I had 3 more 2 hex creatures, I would actually not be able to place them all. That's kind of weird. I don't hate that. I think that adds some tactical, I don't know, some tactical ability to the game, but still, it just feels kind of weird. And I'm sure that no faction has that many creatures like that, but still, it's just kind of strange to me. It doesn't feel intuitive. That's simply because I got too many thick boys out there that I can't field everybody. I mean, they're in the army. They came with me, right? So I don't know if these angels are going to be able to kill these guys completely. Just as long as I don't lose an angel in the retaliation, I'll be fine. 74 damage. We've got 148 remaining. Use lay hands. We're going to heal that 74 damage back. And then this will kill it for us. Cool. I really like the paladins. That's such a cool unit. And I know that they are useful in attacking, but it's also really cool that they can have that utility as a tier 6 creature to then support the angels when the angels are out there doing business. I really do enjoy that. Okay, looks like there is devils, pit fiends, hell chargers. This is nothing. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna see if the auto combat can handle this. I don't really know. So far so good. Oh, the ballista took the retaliation, but it didn't go back and kill everybody else. which I do like that decision from an AI, like a game design perspective. If your ballista attacks and like ruins everything for you and you can't control it, that just feels bad. So I like that. I like that. Huh. Okay. Well, we did lose some creatures, but you're going to lose some anyway. And apparently you can hire a succubus here? What? Is this a... Boosts weekly growth of some high-level Inferno creatures throughout the owner's empire. Those creatures may be recruited at this dwelling. Okay. I've learned a lot now. What else is here? Bag of endless gold, 1,000 gold per day for the pit lord? I'm gonna go kill these hell chargers just because a secondary hero, I can always hire another hero and I could send them back to go collect what, like 100 peasants or whatever's back there. But I don't think I even need to take out the rest of these guys just for treasure. I do want to see what's over here just in case there's something nifty. I did it again. I walked right by an Eldritch Well. I'm not really using spell points, but feels bad. Piles of crystals, piles of crystals. Anything else up here? Is this something in the middle? Guess not. And I do have the summon creatures ability. In the tutorial, it said something about having a spell that could help you get to these weird little places. I'm not really seeing an opportunity to go to this bottom side of the map. Maybe we got to go back up this direction with the Boots of Levitation before we can make that happen. So I am satisfied that this land in the middle, we could have taken the shortcut, but it does not hurt my feelings to have gone on this epic adventure, seeing what the land had to offer. And I mean, picking up those Colossus were fun, and going through the underground and just going absolutely crazy over there. It was all worth it. It was real, it was fun, and it was even all real fun. And can I say any more about it? No, I cannot. I'm not gonna pick up the stables because we have one at home that we can utilize. I don't think I actually have room for the peasants. Yeah, I don't have room for the peasants. Is there anybody I should get rid of? No. We're just gonna leave 88 peasants on the board for now. Back to the stables. Might as well upgrade here and there. And oh, I suppose since I'm right here, let me just go back for those peasants. It's almost a new week. We want to set off on day one with full army anyway. So we'll have these guys join up, and then we'll just have a little bit of movement points as we throw on our Boots of Levitation and move on. It's Week of Deadly Calm, another one. We've had that happen a couple of times now. So we're going to upgrade these conscripts. It's a big stack of conscripts. They are pretty good. And I don't know, we're probably to the point where these 3 titans are just not that good. Oh, we never did build the castle, so we actually have been missing out on creature growth. That feels kind of bad. I say kind of bad, I mean really bad. Is there a buy all function anywhere in here? Buy all creatures? Oh, I don't even have the gold for it. Oh, geez. Yeah, let's go angels first. Let's trade. Whatever resources we have extra, let's just trade. Here. There. The trading post would have been excellent for this. I didn't think about it. And I'll save the ore just because it feels like that's been hard to find. Okay. Oh, and I probably need... There's probably like a special resource for angels. What do they need? Whatever they need. We just don't have it. Okay. Let's get everybody else then. Wow, and that's it. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to set off with 4 of our archangels. It's going to be 81 of the griffins. It's going to be 21 of these cool inquisitors. It's going to be 9 of the paladins. It's going to be 104 of the squires, 904 of the conscripts, and 3 of the titans. So we're missing a couple of creatures. That's okay. This happens. And then we are out of gold. But we're going to set forth, and we're going to hopefully in this scenario in the next 15 minutes or so. I don't know how much longer we have to go, but it shouldn't be too much longer, I don't believe. Okay, we can't quite reach. So we'll go through the garrison to here. Off again. And with this Fountain of Youth, we might as well pick this up for the +1 to the luck, it looks like. We're going to go back to our handy-dandy Boots of Swiftness. And what will we find across the way? I can't possibly say, but I got a feeling that since there's so much more of the map that has yet to be explored, that there's still going to be much to be done. Can't tell if there's anything over there to be found. And then we do hit an autosave, which makes me think we're about to hit a cutscene.
Hello. Findon, I presume. I am Queen Isabel. Thank you for remembering our old alliance.
I fear that Findon will be late, Isabel.
What?
Ooh.
Who? Who are you? Elves, allies, to me! Beatrice, your weapon!
I knew it!
Think
I knew it!
Isabel.
You were a slimy succubus the entire time. I knew it.
What?
It just felt bad. It just felt bad.
Your dear, insufferable Beatrice is finally doing something useful. Fertilizing the vegetables at the Summer Palace.
Oh, well, now I feel bad.
What's left of her, anyway.
Yeah, I feel bad now.
How? When did you?
As soon as Nikolai announced you were going there. Poor Beatrice. She was so trusting. And I can be very persuasive.
Knight Thomas appears to be wounded, Biara. Perhaps you could attend to him.
Knight Thomas?
Yes.
Who's that?
Yes. Thank you, my lord.
Leave us.
Okay. Because that's always the best thing to do, is to just be one-on-one with your enemy.
But the Demon Sovereign gave clear orders. Killing Beatrice seemed the easiest way.
Easy for you, black-hearted.
I know it hits you hard. She practically raised you. Her abbey was like a second home, and the apple orchard became your favorite playground.
How do you know?
But my master's after you, not Beatrice.
The Demon Sovereign? Me? Why?
He wouldn't tell me. All I know is that he sent us to deliver you to him.
I will die before I see
Okay,
that.
so who's this big bad guy?
Least of all I would like to see that, Isabel.
Really? So what do you want? And who are you?
Me? I'm Agril. A mere soldier in a greater war. And war demands sacrifice.
So, soldier, what do you intend to do with me?
If I could find a means for you to escape this fate, if the two of us could disappear, would you trust me?
Trust you? A servant of the Demon Sovereign? The murderer of Beatrice?
As if I had a choice.
Wait, is that like... Okay, so that's a guy that obviously knows her.
To protect you.
Clearly that guy knows her. So, I mean, was that like one of the guys in the beginning and he's been like corrupted by some strange demonic forces? That just makes sense to me, but there's more mystery here to be solved if only we can carry on with it. So pretty excited to actually reach the next spot. That's a good use of the thematic storytelling because I'm excited to play the next scenario. I want to play the next scenario, Mission 5, The Fall of the King. I just don't know. I gotta take a quick look and see what the time is. This is an hour 48 on this playthrough. It's an hour 48. No, I cannot actually, unfortunately, I cannot carry on to part 2. That's gonna have to be another video and another day. But this was the end of Mission 4 here for the trap, and we now find out why it was called the trap, so that's good. But we're gonna have to wait for another day to carry on. I will tell you, it says, as a result of an artful intrigue played by Agril and his succubus helper Biara, Isabel is taken prisoner. Soon she will be taken to Shiog, the centuries-old prison of the Demon Sovereign. We're going to have a choice, though. Somehow she's going to get 4 griffins, I'm guessing. But until then, we're going to have to just wait and be patient until the next thing shows up. Folks, so I'm very, very appreciative for you and for all the time and the energy that people take to enjoy these playthroughs. I have so much fun with Heroes of Might and Magic 5. I'm looking forward to doing this next playthrough. But unfortunately, it's going to have to be another day and another time. Until then, take very good care of you, your friends, your family. Look after everybody that you hold dear, because if you don't, who will? My name is Phixfox. I'm looking forward to seeing you next one. Until that time, take good care, and I'm out.